come on. I do want people to be able to see me. It's a little dark. Hopefully people, there we go. If I stand back a little bit, you'll be able to see me. Back. It's hot out today, so I got the safari hat on, ladies and gentlemen, or the pith helmet as it's properly called. So wait for some people to get in here. I'll give it a minute, and once we reach a minute, I'll go ahead and give the update as to what happened today. 40 seconds now. Hey, West LA Audit. Good to see you here. About 15 more seconds. Got one person in here, so that's somebody. Hey, we got time to stand. All right, we got two people in here. 5 seconds, so, and then we'll go ahead and start. Alright, I've been live for 1 minute, give some time to people come in. So, I went to the Butte County Courthouse today for the continuance on the matter. Those who are not aware, Mr. Coleman, earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, fired a, I believe it was a Glock 9mm, the brand, but either way it was a 9mm handgun, into while inside a Greyhound bus here in Oroville. A discharged his weapon, unfortunately killed a couple people, a couple is two for those who don't know, and wounded some others, 2 or 1, it's been a while. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, the point is, it doesn't matter right now what he did or didn't do allegedly. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's alleged. I mean, when you shoot somebody clear as day, or you run from the cops and it's on TV and it's clearly you on TV, you can't really point your finger at the TV screen and go, well, that's not me. Well, clearly it is you. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't really matter because the criminal proceedings are still suspended at this point, pending the mental evaluation of Mr. Coleman, which was supposed to be done between now and last court hearing, but the doctor has done nothing. Not a zip, diddly squat, nothing. So we need another 3 weeks to continue out to do this evaluation. The only thing that was done today was the defense was given some discovery from the DA. That's about it. And just another continuation so they can give him a mental health evaluation. But this is the pattern and practice of Butte County, ladies and gentlemen, as I've stated before, is they will charge you criminally and then continue out a case. I mean, hell, before his matter was called, I just saw a guy get sentenced to a case that was, the case number was 18 CF, okay? So that tells me that criminal case was a criminal felony that was filed in 2018, hence the 18. So here it is, 2022. 4 years! 4 years before this guy gets sentenced, before the matter I'm here to go is called. So that just goes to show you how long they'll continue these matters out. I mean, you know, granted, there's certain statute of limitations that on some cases where, yeah, you can continue them out for pretty much quite a long time and won't be effective, but others, you know, this is, you know, for a misdemeanor, something for a misdemeanor shouldn't take 4 years to prosecute. Not that that was a misdemeanor, but if we're applying that to felonies, well, hell, we'll probably drag out a misdemeanor a year or 2. So I'm assuming that's what they're going to do with this case. It might be a year before we even get to trial at this rate. And so the matter has been continued to May 11th at 8:30 a.m. So after that, normally I decide to leave and do my live stream. I am now communicating an update here with you fine folks that have decided to tune in. But there was one media outlet there other than myself this morning, Fox 40, the local Fox 40 affiliate, well, not Fox 40, but Fox News affiliate here in Butte County. They decided to ask some questions of his defense attorney. Now, they were very gracious to tell me, hey, come up, feel free to jump in and ask your questions anytime, but I let them do their interview because I knew exactly what was going to happen before it happened, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, because I go to the courthouse on a regular basis, not where, per se, the mainstream media, if you will, does, where they get special, you know, goody-goody treatment, you know, not where you're here like me on a daily basis and have filed media requests, you know, daily, to the point where you've been denied so much that the courts don't even want to acknowledge that you filed a media request. But regardless of that, they got their media request approved and blah, blah, blah. And so they were filming, doing an interview with him. And so after their interview, they asked their questions. But I felt they didn't ask the most important question, which I did. Now, during the hearing, Mr. Marshall, Robert Marshall, who is the defense attorney for Mr. Coleman, he's a public defender, or drunken pretender, as I like to say, because the majority of these guys are drunk on the power of this card that is given to them by the California Bar Association, and they pretend like they're going to help a majority of these people when I really see they don't. They just continue out their case so they can make some money and then just get them to take a plea deal. But regardless of my opinions on drunken pretenders, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marshall decided to, when the media request was addressed by the judge for Fox 40, she went to, defense to see if they had any opposition. And Mr. Marshall opposed the media request as he, quote-unquote, is concerned that there is identity issues. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if somebody tells you as the defendant in a public courtroom that your identity of being present there in the courtroom is an issue, if it's documented, that is bullshit. That is a load of shit, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how to put it any more bluntly than that. Because you're in a public courtroom. Anybody in that courtroom can see you, know who you are, what you're charged with, go look on the computer. To say that you have identity issues, well, we're far from jury trials, so that's not even really in play at this point. And two, well, oh well, that's the point of open and public court, okay? And I knew this was a load of bullshit because he's not the first attorney that I've heard in a case say there's quote-unquote identity issues. Because there is no identity issues, and there can't be an issue of identity being exposed when the fact of the matter is, which I asked Mr. Marshall, is in regards to his client, does he have any comment on why there's identity issues when his client's face has been strewn across multiple media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, every single news website that's reported on the case has got his mugshot up there. So it's safe to say that, his identity is out the door at this point. Everybody is familiar with Oroville, probably knows who he is. So I don't know what to tell you, and I mean, the news down in Sacramento reported on it, so it's safe to say the greater Sacramento and Northern California regional area knows who this guy is. So there's no identity issues because he's identified at this point. So when I went to ask him after his interview with Fox, I introduced myself. I name tagged myself because there's no anonymity here at the Butte County. They all know who I am at this point. And when I, took a minute, but, for his slow ass to figure out what the hell was going on, but once I said, I'm with Cameraman Investigations, I'd like to ask if you had comment about the media opposition. He ran from me, ladies and gentlemen. He booked it into the next courtroom. He freaking ran. I mean, and this is a man I don't see who runs. He's a slow, old man with gray hair. He walks like this, and to see him run, ladies and gentlemen, to see him run from me, a freaking young man with one question to ask. So you'll sit there and answer Fox News' 10 questions, which congratulations to them. I'm surprised, the fact that they even got approved and Mr. Marshall even bothered to talk to the media. But then when an independent like me comes in who asks a real truthful and meaningful question is, why are you opposed to any media coverage as an identity issue when his face is already out there, he runs. So that just goes to show what a coward he is. He's not really there to answer tough questions. He's just there to make a show of, the proceedings. That's not my bus, ladies and gentlemen, but okay, it left. I was about to say we're going to have to give it a minute because the audio is just going to overtalk that. But the fact that, he ran like that, that just goes to show. He's just here to get a little media attention for his, his face, put his face out there and get a little glamour. And he doesn't really care about serious issues, and constitutionality, especially when you're saying there, and the fact that the judge actually had to kind of like pull the answer out of him, like, well, are you a, are you? She literally asked him, are you a full out denial, opposition here? You know, because even she was like, well, what do you mean identity issues? You know, if you just flat out, you know, disagree with it, then say, you know, you disagree. Don't just try and dog and pony show it and put lipstick on a pig and call it something it's not. So that's the update I have, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see come May 11th if this doctor did their job and did the evaluation, or if we're going to need another 3 weeks and a month to freaking see if he's been evaluated or not. So we'll see come next month. And we'll see if any other media is there, and we'll see if Mr. Marshall pulls the same tactic again of there being privacy issues. But I'm going to stay with this case till the very end, ladies and gentlemen. When the first court date, there was like 6 people with cameras. The next court date, 2 people with cameras. Today, only 1 person with a camera. So that's Butte County's strategy. Continue it out, dwindle them out. But not me. I'm here for the long run, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a long-term investor. So thank you all for tuning in. We had a total of our max height 10 viewers and 6 likes here. So thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. This is the cameraman reporting live from the Butte County Government Building in the city of Oroville, signing off.